Hi there, Rick with Smart Drive Test, talking to you today about documentation that will track you on your logbook. Any receipt that has a timestamp on it, a date stamp on it, will locate you in a time and place on your logbook and potentially could get you a violation. First video we talked about average speeds, able to track you from a certain location to a scale house or wherever you get pulled over by authorities. Talked about rules of logbooks, hours of service regulations, and you have to be in compliance with those. In this video, we're going to talk about documentation, timestamps, and date stamps, and how these have to match up with your logbook so that you don't get a violation, don't get a fine, and don't end up working for free. We'll be right back with that. Hi there, Rick. Welcome back. Talking to you about logbooks and how you get tracked on your logbooks. Previous videos and filling out the graph, we talked about average speeds. If you're driving east from Vancouver, British Columbia in Canada to Kamloops, BC, it takes about 4.5 hours in a big truck. If you show up at the scales in Kamloops and you only have about 3 hours logged in your log sheets, it's probably a good chance that you're going to get a fine because there is no way you can drive that distance in that amount of time. It's about 4.5 hours from Vancouver to Kamloops, BC. That's the first way. The other way that you're going to get tracked on your logbook is documentation. Supporting documentation, fuel receipts, hotel receipts, tolls, border crossing tolls, hotels, maintenance receipts, pre-trip inspections. All of these pieces of information or pieces of paper that either have a date stamp or a time stamp on them must match exactly on your log sheets. You can get a violation if you say that you got fuel at 10 o'clock in the morning and it's on your log sheet at 9 o'clock. So make sure that the date and time stamps line up exactly in terms of supporting documentation. On the current trip that you are on, you will have to have the supporting documentation with you. On subsequent trips, it'll be handed into your company, so you don't have to have it in the vehicle with you. You only have to have the log sheets. If the authorities are interested in your supporting documentation, they can go to the company. The company is required to keep your log sheets and all supporting documentation for a period of 6 months. The other thing that you need to keep in mind when you're keeping your logbook is now there are apps for your phones. The apps on your phones are going to make it more difficult for you to get creative with your logbooks because the apps on the phones tap into the GPS unit in your phone and will automatically fill out the date, the time, and the location of where you are on your phone. So know that if you're using your phone, the phone is going to do the work for you and it's going to be more difficult to be creative on your log sheets. Sometimes we need to be creative on our log sheets to get the miles done that we need to do or to get to where we need to be. If you're being creative, you need to understand that your app on your phone is going to fill in the time, the date, and the place automatically for you. So keep that in mind. And as well, it is important that you understand how logbooks are filled out and the rules which govern hours of service regulations. My analogy is children who learn how to do math with calculators. They never truly understand that this and this equals 4. If you multiply the two together, it also equals 4. But why does it equal 4? 2 groups of 2 equals 4. 2 plus 2 equals 4. Sometimes that concept is difficult to get your hand around unless you do it manually. And getting your head around how to do logbooks can only be understood if you take the time and put it down on paper. Some of the failings of apps. Yes, they do all the work for you, but there can be failings. If you like what you saw here, you can find the complete course over at my website. You can find the link here. All of this information, the videos, exercises to fill out logbooks. There are 3 exercises to fill out logbooks. There are questions regarding the exercises and questions, multiple choice and true, false, regarding all of the hours of service regulations in both the United States and Canada, depending on which country you're in or which country you're operating in. As well, there's a certificate of completion at the end of the exercise and the course. All of that for less than $25. I'm Rick with Smart Drive Test. Thanks for watching. If you like the channel, subscribe below, that red button. That one over there. Hit that one. Yeah, hit that one. Okay. Like button. Thanks very much. Have a great day. Bye now.